Hi guys, so today we're looking at a foundation from Be by Superdrug. This is their Filter Finish Foundation. It comes in 20 shades, you get 25 millilitres for $8.99 and it is cruelty free and suitable for vegans. So that's all good. Describes itself as medium coverage with a buildable formula which blends seamlessly to give your skin a flawless finish. As usual, they advise using their primer and either their brush or their blending sponge, but we all know how to apply foundation and we all know what we like using, so I just used my current go-tos. So we've got a little application section and then we will see how this wears throughout the day. Right, so let's get this on. I like the nib on the bottle, the tube in the bottle, I don't know. It looks more like a dropper, but it still just acts like a normal squeezy bottle. Now this is medium but buildable coverage, so I'm going to put out a reasonable amount. I am not a medium coverage girl. And I want to get my coverage out of the foundation rather than out of my concealer, because the foundation is what we are reviewing. So I've already primed. I'm just using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Bullet primer. And so this is a little bit paler than my normal foundation, but as we get into summer I find my foundations oxidise a bit more in the heat, so I'm fine with starting a little bit paler. This is going quite far. It smells weird. I don't know what it smells of, it's not bad, but it has a scent. Okay, so I think this is actually quite a light coverage. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see a bit more. Like it's kind of, I don't know, or it's just not sticking well to this primer. Don't know which way around it is, but I think building this up might take me a little while. Okay, so zoom you back out again a wee second so we can see the overall kind of effect. I don't know, my skin doesn't look that evened out, so let's go back in. It also might be that I'm just not as used to seeing myself as pale anymore. But I kind of look a little bit sick. Don't know, I just want to try and get things looking even if I don't build it up. If my face can look kind of even before I start with the concealer, that is a win. So that massive blob that I'd squeezed out is entirely gone, and it looks a bit better in real life than it does on camera. I still feel like my nose needs a little bit, but then quite often foundation doesn't stick well to my nose. So I'm going to take a tiny bit extra, go down here and do my nose just a tiny bit more. So just a wee smidge. I really can't put my finger on what that smell is. It's weird. I'm not used to my foundation smelling either. I mean, I know lots of foundations do have scents and things, just the one I've been using for a very long time doesn't. Right, okay. Do you know, the longer I'm sitting here, the more I'm like, oh my god, my eyeshadow's uneven. I want to go back and touch that up, but we'll do that another time. So I'm gonna leave the foundation there. It's actually looking nicer now. Yeah. So I'm just gonna conceal probably mostly my under eye. I think I'm gonna leave the rest of my face alone. So I'm just grabbing the NYX corrector, this guy, and then this means we can see how well this foundation plays with other brands. So I always just use the same brush for my concealer. I mean, it fits and it helps blend in all with the same tone, so why wouldn't I? And then I've got my Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite, shade C1. And I've got a bit of a spot there. I'm going to let myself cover that. That one. Okay. It's all the concealer I'm letting myself have. I'm a concealer-aholic. Okay, that just blended in perfectly. Wow, okay. Okay, the longer this foundation's on my skin, the more I'm liking it. Although I'm also sitting thinking, I put less on my forehead. Maybe my forehead should get a tiny bit more, just to bring it in line with the rest of my face. Just a wee, just another little tiny dot. That's much better. Okay, so setting, I'm just using my RCMA powder. I'm addicted to that. And that's fine because that bottle is going to last me for a very long time. And then I'll just buy another one because it's so affordable. As usual, going very gently on my nose with a lot of powder so that I don't lift the foundation. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to go back and change my eyeshadow shapes. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup off camera and I'll fix it then, and then we will do a timestamp from there as well. Okay, so if you're wanting to start the wear test from here, is 8:58, so basically 9 o'clock. And this is what we're working with. I've not lost my nose stud, by the way, I just took it out last night because I was doing a face mask. Yeah, so I'm going to go and do my blush, contour, brows, liner, all that jazz, and we will be back with my finished face. Right, so it is now just after 9:15. This is my finished face. I am liking it. I've went quite strong on the cheeks today. Maybe I'll blend that down, but I don't know. I'm really liking how my skin looks. I do have to go out today, so I will have to put a mask on at some point. So we will see how this copes, and we'll just see what else happens. Right, we're back, and so far I am so happy with this. It's actually 20 to 2, and I've got a slight wear on my nose, but that'll be from my mask, so I'm not holding it against the foundation. Zooming in, I think I've got far less oil than normal, and everywhere that wasn't affected by my mask is looking pretty darn perfect. So we're going to touch up my nose and that little spot on my chin. Basically where your mask is tightest, and I will reset that and continue the wear test. But I am really happy with this so far. Just got a wee blob. So, chin fixed. Nose fixed. Yay! Oh, not quite nose fixed. Forgot one side. Right. And then a little bit more powder. Oopsie. Doing the usual, loading up from my nose. And I'll just do a tiny dab on my forehead just because it was getting a tiny bit shiny. Nothing like as bad as it normally is though, so winning. Oh. Okay, so perfect. And let's see how the rest of the day goes. Right, so we are back. It is 10 to 11, so I've had this on for what? Somewhere near 14 hours? Which is really good considering that this wasn't advertised as like being for oily skin and everything else. I am really impressed by how long this has lasted. I'm going to zoom you in, if you have to see up close. We've got a little bit of oil, but if you're familiar with my channel, this is not nearly what we normally have. Maybe the forehead's nearly what we normally have in the oil department. And I've got a tiny little bit where it looks like I've battered my nail off my foundation. So we're going to smooth it out. I am going to bed, by the way. I just want to see how touch-upable this is. And actually, it looks matter just from tapping on my foundation brush. That is insane. Yeah. I'm going to put a tiny bit more for my forehead just to see kind of how it goes. I wouldn't normally touch up my foundation before bed, but you know, just want to see how happy this is to be topped up again. Okay. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, given how well that layers on top of itself, I would be inclined to actually carry that with me. Maybe put some in a little jar. But this looks so nice. So, while this is $8.99 a tube, the day I'm filming this, it's on sale at $5.99. And Superdrug often have deals, 3 for 2 and money off and things, so you probably are going to be able to pick this up for, you know, the cheaper price. But this doesn't look to me like it's been touched up loads of times throughout the day. No, it's only touched up twice. I touched up my nose, I touched up my forehead, but it still just looks seamless. It doesn't look like there's patchwork going on. So, okay, 20 shades isn't the greatest, but overall I have to say I am loving this. I definitely want to go and pick up another one while it's on sale. It doesn't have any SPF in it, but neither does my other foundation, so I can't really hold that against it. It would just be more ideal if it did. But yeah, if you've been looking at this and thinking, no, I've got oily skin, I shouldn't try it, go and try it. And if you like more of a glowy finish, before this had powder on it, it didn't look too glowy, and I genuinely think this is the best foundation I've tried in a long time. I mean, everybody raved about that Kat Von D Apple one and I had no luck with it. This is a million times better for me, and you know, a fraction of the cost. So, to recap, shade range not so great. Price great, vegan friendly, cruelty free, easily accessible if you're in the UK. Superdrug doesn't really retail other places as far as I know, and it is one of their brands, so that is a bit of a bummer that it's not going to be that widely available, given how much I really like this. But plastic packaging, so it's travel friendly, you don't need to worry about it breaking, and you'll be able to squeeze every last drop out of this. So overall, very, very firmly in the good buy category. And if you've got any questions, pop them down below and I'll get back to you, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!